768 acres, 480,000 cars, investment of 1,500 million USD. Well, I'm standing at the Renault-Nissan Alliance plant in Warangalam, which is about 2 hours from Chennai. It is also the plant which manufactures all the Nissan cars, also the Magnite. And this is the first one we're going to kick off our How It Is Made series. Before that, we are going to meet Mr. Biju Balandran, MD and CEO of RNIPL facility. So let's start from him.
Great to have you with us. Nice to have you here also. Let's go to plan. Let's have a look.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Come.
Manage the business straight on the point.
Fine. Okay, come.
Talking about the plant, the RNIPL manufacturing plant over the years got even more advanced to meet the ever-growing demand of the market. The manufacturing of Magnite starts off at the stamping shop, where the raw metal sheets are stamped out to make body panels. The facility houses two kinds of stamping shops, where standard machines are used to stamp out smaller parts and XL machines are used for larger body panels. And once the stamping is done, the body panels are thoroughly inspected before being sent to the body shop. In the body shop, the stamped out parts are installed with precision to make the Magnite body structure. And once the body shell is complete, it is then sent to the paint shop, which unfortunately we cannot witness and shoot. There is a separate bay where the powertrain is put together, and once the powertrain is completely built, it is then brought to the trim and chassis shop, where the powertrain, body, shell and other parts are all assembled together. And after that, the Magnite goes into the thorough testing process.
We have two lines, line 1, line 2. What we're entering now is line 2. And then at the end of line 2, what we see on the left side is the testing area. Okay. Where you have all the brake tests, shower tests, everything is done. So final line, signs of the cars, goes testing area. After all the shower tests and all tests done, it goes to test track outside. This is a static test, that's a dynamic test. And that's how we do the testing of the cars, to make sure that every car goes to test track. So to make sure that the car that we give to the customer is perfectly healthy.
How much time it takes to make a Magnite incomplete?
That's a tough question, but it looks like this. I'll explain you. Stamping is a batch production. You produce the parts in batches. So I don't consider that as a part of the manufacturing time. Let's start from body shop. Again, body shop also has got some portion batch, some portions are straight. Right. So let's start from body shop. It takes around 35 to 40 hours.
Every car, of course, once it's made, it goes to the track.
There's a standard procedure is there. It's just by...
How much kilometer of testing does it?
Roughly 800 meters definitely for all cars.
800
meters. And some car goes to 2 kilometers also. 1 plus 1.
And that kilometer is not calculated because it's not...
Speedometer is connected once it leaves this thing. So any car you receive on your showroom will have 8 to 10 kilometers driven.
Okay. What is the actual production capacity?
Production capacity, if you look at it, it's in a yearly capacity we are at 480k.
But for Magnite, how much?
Let me come back to that. 480k is the capacity of the plant. Now, recently, maybe for the last 2-3 years, people love dual tone, 2 colors. So in paint shop, the car goes twice. So that brings down the capacity slightly based on how many JPH dual tone you have. So now we say around 400 to 400k the capacity of the plant. But today we run around 250k, 240k, 50% capacity we run the plant. Magnite, we are at 11 JPH, that roughly works at 200-250 cars per day.
Can you show us where all semiconductors are being used?
Frankly speaking, today the cars have become so much electronic that any part you touch, it's got semiconductor. If I touch here, here, it's semiconductor. If I tell you, of course not, but inside is a huge semiconductor.
Inside the engine?
Yeah. Just to get an idea of it, this particular part has got 4 semiconductors, 4 chips. Open the door, start pressing these buttons. There is semiconductor. The ABS, anything you have, safety pack, anything is there has got semiconductor chip inside. Fine, Ramesh. Let me show you how engine and gearboxes are assembled and then goes on chassis before going on to the car. So this is where you have the engine and gearbox and chassis. We assemble all the parts with wiring harnesses and and radiators. It goes same manner on this platform to the opposite side through underground.
Okay.
And this
underground.
Underground it comes underground, and at this point you have the body coming out. A body without the engine, and you can see the body on the top and the engine. What you saw before is over here.
Right.
Okay. So once it comes here, both the engine cups, common underbody, we call it, moves up, and the body also moves forward. And towards here you will see both gets decked. We make in 1.8 minutes we make one car.
1.8 minutes
we make one car. So the whole assembly takes Assembly all fixed and takes in 1.8 minutes only. It doesn't stop here.
Wow.
It doesn't stop. It keeps moving. The employee also moves along with the car. Just put the bolts and it goes off.
So I want to get my hands dirty, something we can do together. So let's go.
Where you're sitting now is you're going to the wheel alignment of the car. And wheel alignment position is here. You have the drums below. And over there you have the meters. And once when you accelerate it, you can see how the wheel alignment is adjusted. And then once it's ready, it all takes only 1.8 minutes again to do the full wheel alignment and then go to the next station.
Can I?
Can I accelerate it now?
So it takes less than 2 minutes to complete the wheel alignment, and this is ready for the next job. This is how efficient an auto manufacturing plant is. This is how efficient the Nissan Renault plant is. And this is how efficient Mr. Biju is. He's also the first employee who laid the foundation stone for the plant, isn't it, sir?
You are right. 2008.
And Mr. Biju, how green is the plant?
The plant is really a green energy plant. The reason being the few things I'll put in 3 different categories. One, what you see on my left side is a solar panel parking area.
All of that?
All of that.
Okay.
And we have a big plan of expansion also. Today it's around 2 megawatts. We plan to expand to 14 megawatts in next 2 to 3 years time. The second thing is about the water. The water used for manufacturing the car is almost 80% it is rainwater. We have huge lakes behind over the south side of the factory where all the roof water is collected and goes there and recycled back to the factory. So almost 80% is rainwater used for manufacturing. Third thing is, you see this plant is really green. To the extent that we have got 25,000 trees in around 8 years back provided by the government of Tamil Nadu to be planted here. In addition to the another 25,000 trees what we have propagated and planted here. So this plant is generally green to make it more environment friendly.
That's great, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Nice
and
talking to you.
I'll go and get my hands more dirty wherever I could.
Fine, you're most welcome.
And thank
go
you
around the plant, enjoy yourself. Thank you.
While I can spend days here, let's now hear from another very important man whose tough decisions have scripted the success story for the Nissan in India. Mr. Rakesh Srivastava, whose visiting card reads the title Managing Director of Nissan India. Comeback is always stronger than the setback, and there's one global manufacturer which has proved this, and they recently bagged the Top Gear India 2022 Turnaround Product of the Year. And let's meet the man himself, Mr. Rakesh Srivastava. Great to have you with us, Mr. Rakesh.
First of all, let me thank BBC Top Gear for the big, bold and beautiful appreciation for the Nissan Magnite. Thank you to the BBC Top Gear team for acknowledging it, and this acknowledgement goes in to the customers, right, who have liked the product, overwhelming likeness, 32,800 bookings in the first month. Wow. To the channel partners, right, who could connect with the customers and engage them, right, and present the product to them in the right way, and to the team of ours. So when I look at it, right, this is a big, bold and beautiful appreciation for the Nissan Magnite, for the Nissan family, and I'd like to thank everyone, right, who's been part of this beautiful turnaround journey.
But every manufacturer is facing the issues of the supply side. Of course, we all know that. We'll not get there. A brand like Nissan, which is again come back, and when you have so much of demand, some part of it, when it's not unfulfilled, do you think that the customers, how do you manage that part of the...
Launch of a new product is always a big opportunity to engage with newer sets of customers on a newer business model, but it is also a very big challenge.
Sure.
And the challenge increases when you have COVID, which actually brought in the highest element of VUCA factor in the marketplace. The volatility was high, uncertainty was very high, the complexity was very high in the marketplace, and the ambiguity was very high. In such a situation, you have to launch a product. And when you're launching a product, the biggest thing that you require is connect.
Correct.
Connect with the customer, connect within the teams, because you have to prepare the product first.
Right.
And to prepare the product, you need to travel, you need to meet people. During the COVID times, our volumes had dropped down to almost around 700 units per month on an average. When you are doing 700 units with almost a network which is basically network partners of around 100, so practically it is like the challenge is there everywhere. You're on a firefighting mission, and during that time, then you have to bring in a product without the right amount of connect with the marketplace in the normalized way. and the partners. Bold was the decisions and the initiatives, and beautiful was the journey that we were looking forward to. And what was the journey? In the Nissan Next Transformation Plan, we are looking forward towards value up, giving more value to our customers.
Yeah, of course, Magnite is a true testimony.
Second thing is through rationalization and prioritization. In that particular plan, Nissan Magnite was part of the Nissan's Next Transformation Plan for India.
It was pre-planned that it will be exported to 15 countries.
Yes, it was part of the business plan.
So you also have a left-hand model?
No, it is right now the right hand.
Okay, so only the right-hand side?
Right hand, but it was part of the business strategy. But then the first important step is making a success in the domestic market.
So which is the second biggest market for you globally?
I would say if I look at it now, globally we are, when you look at
for Magnite.
For Magnite right now, the second biggest would be is South Africa.
South Africa.
In Nepal, Nissan Magnite in the SUV space is the third largest brand for 7 consecutive months.
How much of investment has gone into making this factory come alive?
Well, this is an alliance plant,
Okay.
right? And in alliance plant of ours, we've invested almost around 6,000 crores. Okay. I think that's a very, very big investment.
So tell me some leadership quotes that you think, what books inspire you? Because it's important to understand the human side of the whole thing, because when you're managing such a big ship, and they say that, if there's a tiger behind you, even somebody with an amputated leg starts to run. It's like a story,
Well, I would say is that I've always been interested in our own culture, the mythology of ours.
So you draw inspiration from there?
I draw a lot of inspiration from it.
From Bhagavad
I
Gita?
happen to be coming in from a native of Allahabad, although my father was from the defense services, so have traveled all over the country. So I identify myself more as an Indian than from a native place. But having been born in Allahabad, the roots being there, I draw a lot of inspiration from Ramayana.
But what's your plan for the EVs now? Like Leaf will come to India, will be
Well,
a Magnite version.
Nissan has been known for the electric vehicle technology.
The Leaf was launched much
We
behind.
were one of the pioneers, and we still hold on
You want to
to
see
it.
Leaf, you want to see petrol, you want to see all these cars in the Indian roads. When do you get it?
I too also want to.
I know you're driving one.
I too also want to bring them to India, and I'm looking forward towards bringing it to my customers.
Yeah.
There is a plan, right? And we are curating that plan, right, towards bringing in products. So the entire global team is working, right? We are watching the scenario, we are studying the scenario, and at the right time, I think a decision will be taken to bring multiple products. So we are gaining a lot of experience, right? A lot of study is happening in terms of understanding what an Indian customer wants, how the Indian road conditions are, and over a period of time, as we study, we'll get to have a much better understanding. Because for a success of a product, insight is important, and understanding of the competition, the understanding of the customer, understanding of the marketplace, and understanding your own strengths is also very much
And
important.
who better than you, who have worked in the biggest of automobile countries in the world, Maruti, Hyundai, leaving that kingdom and coming back and starting your own army is commendable. Guys, that was Mr. Rakesh Vastav. If you like this, don't forget to leave us a good comment. And sir, great to have
Thank you.
with us. I
Thank you
remember
for the
this
appreciation.
inspirational conversation.
Thank you.
Wish you all the success.
Thank you.